What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another gear progression guide. In this one, we are going to be talking about the ranged gear progression for your solo trips for the Saradomin God Wars dungeon boss, which is Commander Zilyana. Now, for this one, we only have a ranged gear progression. When you get into bigger teams, you can opt to use melee, and it's a lot easier to use melee when you're in a team. So for ranged and the solo guide, we're just going to stick with the one combat style. So let's get started. First up, in the helmet slot, the Armadillo helmet is actually going to be your best in slot here because you do want as much range bonus as you possibly can, especially if you're not using a twisted bow, which we'll get into in a bit. Following that is going to be the Justiciar helmet, and that does give a very nice defense bonus. Next up is going to be the Verax Helm, which gives a little bit of prayer bonus and good defense, followed by either a Zamorak or Saradomin Blessed D'hide Coif, and you'll see I have those both listed here because in the God Wars dungeon, you will have minions from each god's, underlings, and they're gonna want to attack you if you're not wearing something of their god, so you'll have a combination of those throughout. As for the chest slot, it is going to be the Armadillo Plate Body, followed by the Zamorak or Saradomin Blessed D'hide Top. In the leg slot, almost the same for the first two items, but we do have a third in there. Armadillo Chain Skirt is your best in slot, followed by the Zamorak or Saradomin Blessed D'hide Chaps, followed by the Verax Skirt. And the Verax Skirt is for, I would say, people that are learning, don't have much experience. You want to have a little bit more defense while you're trying to learn this. So the Verax Skirt is a good option if you're just getting started with this. In the cape slot, first is going to be the Ava's Assembler, or if you are max, the Ava's Assembler Max Cape. After that is going to be a regular max cape with the Vorkath's head added to it, or same thing goes with the ranging 99 cape. And your last option is going to be the Ava's Accumulator. You could use the Ava's Attractor if that's all you have, but if you're doing Saradomin God Wars dungeon, probably going to want to have an accumulator or better. As for your hands and gloves slot, Barrow's Gloves is going to be your best option here, and that will give you a good ranged attack bonus as well as some defense bonus. Next is going to be the Blessed D'hide Bracers, either Zamorak or Saradomin. I didn't throw the Black Dragonhide Vambraces in here because really the bracers are not that expensive, so one of them you can easily pick up. In the boot slot, Pegasian boots are your best in slot. Following that is going to be Zamorak or Saradomin Blessed D'hide boots. Pretty good ranging bonus, also a little bit of prayer there. Next is going to be the Ranger boots. And last, I would recommend if you don't have any of those, or once again, if you are learning, you can use the Brimstone boots because they do give a little bit of defense bonus and they also give +5 to ranged attack. In the weapon slot, the Twisted Bow is going to be your best option here. Commander Zilyana has an extremely high magic level, and the Twisted Bow's accuracy and damage multiplier rolls off of the magic level of your opponent. So, higher the magic, better the T-Bow is. Following that is going to be the Armadillo Crossbow, and actually next is going to be the Dragon Hunter Crossbow, but I guess if you have a bank where you're farming Vorkath, maybe you want to do some Saradomin here and there, the Dragon Hunter Crossbow will work for you. You don't have to sell it for an Armadillo Crossbow. Following that is going to be the Dragon Crossbow, and for the Iron Men out there, obviously Rune Crossbow would be next. Next up is the offhand or shield slot. Your first option and best option is going to be the Twisted Buckler. It is a very nice and the best offhand range weapon in the game. Following that is going to be the Dragonfire Ward, also a good option. Next is the Odium Ward, and last you're going to want to use the Crystal Shield, and that's kind of a last resort because it doesn't really give anything for you except for defense. So if you can pick up an Odium Ward at the minimum, I would suggest doing that. As for your amulet, Necklace of Anguish is going to be your best option, followed by the Amulet of Fury. Next is either going to be the Dragon Bone Necklace or the Bone Crusher Necklace. They actually do give a little bit of defense bonus as well as a very large chunk of prayer bonus. And last option is going to be the Amulet of Glory. In the ring slot, Ring of Suffering RI is going to be your best option here. If it is imbued, it does give you +20 defense to all defensive stats. Next is going to be the Ring of Endurance, and if you don't have a Ring of Suffering or you just don't want to buy one, the Ring of Endurance is very nice because it can store all of those agility boosts. Next is going to be the Archer's Ring Imbued, and last is going to be the Ring of the Gods. In the ammunition slot, if you are using a twisted bow, obviously you're going to want to use the best ammunition available to you, which is dragon arrows. If you're using any of the other crossbow weapons, Dragon Diamond Bolts Enchanted is going to be your best bet, and after that, the Diamond Bolts Enchanted, made out of adamant, are going to be your next. As for your special attack weapon, The Toxic Blowpipe is what you're going to want to have because of its passive healing effect with the special attack. You will also be using this to take out all of the minions, because obviously not all the minions have a high magic level, and the Twisted Bow, if you're using that, won't work, and the crossbows are far too slow to take them all out. So Toxic Blowpipe is your special attack and minion killer weapon. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for this quick ranged gear progression guide for Commander Zilyana. If you are having a little bit of trouble with Commander Zilyana, make sure you come back and check the description of this video. My updated guide for Commander Zilyana in 2021 will be put down there, so you can follow that link to the updated guide if you need it. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up down below, and if you haven't done so yet, tap that subscribe button on your way out. Make sure you hit that little bell icon as well. It'll let you know whenever I upload new content. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.